event of an emergency, you will hear 7 short blasts followed by 1 prolonged blast on the whistle. If you hear this signal, please make your way to the life jacket assembly points following the assembly station direction signs displayed. The crew will be on hand to give instructions and advice. Please note that smoking, including the use of e-cigarettes, is not permitted on any part of the vessel. And for your own safety, we also ask you not to stand on the seats or sit on the ship's rails. We ask cyclists to alight after all foot passengers have left the vessel. Please be aware that at low tide, the lee span passenger bridges will be at a steep angle. This time of day is called low water. You may have difficulty if you have reduced mobility, so please ask for help if required, and take care. Photography and filming may take place during this cruise, and may be used for the purpose of promoting Mersey ferries online. Both of the ferries were badly damaged by artillery and machine gun fire, but managed to escape within the back of the building. Because of the work, King George V allowed the vessels to use the word Royal in their name, and after extensive refitting, they resumed their peacetime activities as the Royal Daffodil and the Royal Iris.
Roll-off ferry terminal called 12 Keys, connecting Liverpool with Belfast. It is along this stretch of shoreline where the famous 1 o'clock gun still stands. A cannon was fired from here at 1 o'clock every afternoon, except Sundays and bank holidays, and was used by the ships to check their chronometers. This event finally stopped on the 18th of July, 1969.
Liverpool had a reputation for a lively, popular music scene. As a driving port, this city was a hub for entertainment and leisure, and the Mersey ferries played a significant role in that tradition. From its arrival in 1951, the Royal Iris was popularly known as the fish and chip boat for the food served on board during its dance cruises. In 1957, the Cabin Club began promoting its legendary riverboat shuffles. These were 4-hour dance cruises up and down the river. The Beatles played 4 times on the Royal Iris between 1961 and 1962. During this time, they changed their manager to Brian Epstein, ditched their efforts for smart suits, shirts and ties, and for their final show, they had replaced their drummer Pete Best with a video. Many hours played on the Royal Iris openings, including Jerry Pacemakers, The Searchers, Abbey Hill, The Farm, and Elvis Costello. If you're interested in finding out more about the Beatles, you can visit the award-winning attraction, The Beatles Story, which is based at the Royal Albert Dock. The attraction takes visitors on a immersive journey through the lives, times, culture, and music of the Beatles, and contains an impressive collection of fascinating memorabilia. For more information, or to buy tickets in advance, please visit the Beatles Story website. tall square brick tower close to the river is the ventilation shaft and pumping station for the Queensway Road Tunnel, one of 6 ventilation stations used to maintain fresh air within the tunnels at all times. It took 9 years to build Queensway, and it was opened in 1934 by King George V and Queen Mary. Far down below us now are the road and rail tunnels which cross under the River Mersey. You can take a behind-the-scenes walking tour of Mersey tunnels and discover one of Liverpool's hidden gems. For more information, visit merseytravel.gov/tunnel tours. Side of the slipway are the dry docks and slipways of Everton, famous for building many great ships. And over 1,300 ships have been built here. The construction hall, as you can see, is one of the largest in Europe, and in recent years we've seen a number of major including the building of the cycle, the new HMS Queen Elizabeth Maritime. In January 2021, Hammerlad secured a 4-year contract with FERRY, one of the UK's largest ferry operators, for the annual maintenance and dry docking of the 5 largest vessels in the fleet. Each vessel will dock at Hammerlad each year. In April 2014, the British government authorised the procurement by the British Antarctic Survey of a royal research ship at an estimated cost of £200 million. In 2014,
for the ship, the RRS Sir David Attenborough, was transformed before the search in the polar regions, providing scientists with state-of-the-art facilities to research the oceans, seafloor, ice and atmosphere. Its missions are critical for understanding and making sense of our changing climate. FERRY, which from the early 1820s became a popular residential area for Liverpool businessmen who took advantage of the ferry services to move home to the Wirral. Many made their homes in the newly built prestigious houses in privately owned Rock Park, fronting the river. As the century progressed, an esplanade was built between Rock Ferry to Newbury, and the area developed into a day tripper resort. The American novelist and short story writer Nathaniel Hawthorne lived at Rock Park for 4 years over the 1850s, while working on Rock Ferry was a great throng formerly seen at the right of the Fourth of July. There were bands of music and bands, and a small procession after them, and a school of charity children enjoying the festival. And there was a club of respectable persons playing goals on the bowling green of the hotel. And there were children and infants riding on the donkeys that had many arrived. The hotel to which Hawthorne refers was the Royal Rock, a popular destination for ferry passengers who took a trip to Rock Ferry to enjoy a drink, a game of bowls, or a walk on the esplanade. In the late 1930s, a layer of mud began to wash over the sandy beach, and in 1939, the ferry service was discontinued. The area gradually deteriorated, and the old pier was replaced by a jetty connected with Tranmere oil terminal, parts of which can still be seen. Eventually, the Royal Rock Hotel was demolished.
Further ahead, on the eastern locks into the Manchester Ship Canal. Manchester, a city that was at the centre of the North's Industrial Revolution, was provided with a vital passage to the rest of the world when the canal was opened in 1894. It carried imports of raw cotton to the heart of the Lancashire cotton industry, some 35 miles away. By 1955, the canal was carrying over 18 million tons of goods every year. opportunity to experience a round trip in the same day. Cruises operate on selected dates during the summer months. Please check the Mersey Ferry's website for details.
If you look over towards Liverpool, you get a fine view of Liverpool's two cathedrals and the Museum of Liverpool. The museum is the largest newly built national museum in the UK for over 100 years. The story of Liverpool is told through displays drawn from exhibits related to the city from National Museum Liverpool's entire collection. Visitors can explore how the port, its people, and their creative and sporting history have shaped the city. The red sandstone Anglican Cathedral, designed by Sir Giles Gilbert Scott when he was only 23, took 74 years to build and is the largest Anglican cathedral in the world. To the left, the delicate spires of the Metropolitan Catholic Cathedral of Christ the King top an enormous and beautiful stained glass lantern, which during the day projects a vivid display of light radiating throughout its interior.
On the river, ships are guided by the red and green buoys which mark the deep water channel. These buoys follow the International Maritime System. Red is kept on the left or port, and green on the right or starboard. Unlike British car drivers, ships navigate on the right. The black and yellow buoy moors against the Fluffington sandbank, which stretches right below the water as far as Pierhead landing stage. Sandbanks, strong currents and fog all plague the Mersey and make it a very treacherous river. The Liverpool South Docks stretching in front of us are no longer used as commercial docks, but were once a forest of masts filled with ships from all corners of the world, including those of the Elder Dempster line, known as the monkey boats, because they carry monkeys instead of ship's cats. Liverpool is synonymous with popular culture, especially music, sports and the arts. It's home to 5 theatres, including the Liverpool Playhouse, Britain's oldest repertory theatre. It is also the home of Aintree Racecourse, famous for the world's greatest steeplechase, the Grand National. And in recent years, the city has become popular with film companies looking for dramatic buildings and locations. Not surprising, because Liverpool contains more than 2,500 listed buildings, more than any city apart from London. It has more public sculpture than any UK city aside from Westminster, and it has more Georgian buildings than Bath.
Looking to the waterside, this is the King's Dock area, with its 10,600 capacity arena and conference centre. It accommodates events from rock and pop concerts to ice shows and international sporting events. To the left of the arena is the Albert Dock, the largest set of Grade 1 listed buildings in Britain. In 2018, it was granted the prestigious title Royal Albert Dock, in recognition of the pivotal role that it played in starting a resurgence of interest in Liverpool's wonderful architecture. Threatened with demolition for years, it was restored in the 1980s, and the Royal Albert Dock has become one of the country's favourite tourist attractions. To the left are the beautiful buildings known as the Three Graces, which together form one of the most majestic and famous waterfronts in the world. On the right is the Port of Liverpool building with its impressive copper dome. Opened in 1908, the design came from a rejected competition entry for the Anglican Cathedral. In the middle stands the Cunard building. Built in 1914, the building was designed in the style of a 16th century Italian palace, and was once the offices of the famous shipping line owned by Samuel Cunard, who operated the first regular transatlantic lines between Liverpool and New York in 1840. Other famous shipping companies followed, such as the White Star Line, owner of the Titanic, and the Blue Star Line. Their magnificent liners berthed along the famous Prince's Landing Stage, which was for many years the longest floating landing stage in the world. It was from here that over 9 million emigrants passed through Liverpool between 1830 and 1890 on their way to a new life in America.
Finally, the beautiful Liver building, erected by the Royal Liver Friendly Society in 1911, is perhaps Liverpool's best-known landmark. Based on a Chicago waterfront skyscraper, the building is topped by the famous liver birds, which stand nearly 6 meters high. They're said to be based on an eagle, which was the original seal of King John. However, when the seal was lost in the 18th century, the artist commissioned to design the new seal misinterpreted the eagle as a cormorant, hence their rather unusual appearance. Some say that the female liver bird faces the river waiting for the sailors to come ashore, while the male is looking inland to see if the pubs are open. They've never mated, so there are no other liver birds in the world, and tradition has it that if they ever fly away, Liverpool will cease to exist.
Here at Pier Head, we are in front of the Liverpool Jerry Marsden ferry terminal. Inside, you'll find the Beatles story Fab Four Cafe on the ground floor and the Pan-Asian restaurant Matu on the top floor. The Beatles story is located just a short walk away in the Royal Albert Dock. The award-winning attraction takes visitors on an immersive journey through the lives, times, culture and music of the Beatles, and contains an impressive collection of fascinating memorabilia. For more information and to buy tickets in advance, please visit the Beatles Story website.
We hope you've enjoyed your cruise and look forward to welcoming you aboard again soon. Tell us about your day and share your pictures with us on Facebook,
Twitter and Instagram by searching and following @Mersey Ferries.